Hi everybody, thanks for watching Create with Dee. Today we'll be making this gift card holder that when you open it up, there's a slot over on the left to slide a gift card. And it's all in one. Let's get started making this masculine birthday card. The materials that we're going to need today is a piece of cardstock cut at 4 1/4 by 11. This is chocolate chip, and it's scored at 5 1/2 and 9. Some layering pieces of designer series paper from the True Gentleman designer series paper pack, and this is cut at 4 by 1 or 3 1/4, as this is 1 3/4 by 4. Designer series paper still at 4 by 2. Very vanilla cardstock cut at 3 1/4 by 4. This is for the belly band. This is made with Layering Circles framelit, and I've die cut it and I've embossed it with the Stripes embossing folder. Also for the belly band, Night of Navy cardstock cut at 1 by 12. And then for the happy birthday die, what we're going to need is 2 pieces of scrap paper, one in Very Vanilla and one in Tranquil Tide, as well as some of the permanent adhesive strips. Okay, let's get started putting this together. Again, our cardstock is 4 1/4 by 11, and again, I pre-scored it at 5 1/2 and 9. And so we'll just want to make sure that we get it nice crisp edges. And this is how the card will fold up and go together. And so while it's flat, let's just go ahead and we'll put it on our designer series paper. Again, this is from True Gentleman designer series paper. It's in the 2018 Occasions catalog. And this one is going to go here in the middle of the score when it's flat. Just go right in between there. And then this is the strip that is 1 3/4 by 4. And I'm using snail adhesive. We'll put that in there. And we just want to line up the paper, you know, so that the matting looks even. So we'll want to go ahead and get our piece of Very Vanilla put in. If you want to, you can do the stamping ahead of time. I'm going to live dangerously and do it at the end. And this is going to go on the inside. And then what I should have done first is put the designer series paper that goes on the inside of the card, put that down first so that you can close it and line it up so that it matches the, you know, where that designer series paper goes, so that it looks like it flows with the same matting. And this is cut to give you just a little bit of overlap where the designer series paper and the Very Vanilla cardstock line up. See how that looks. Okay, that looks really good. Okay, so that's putting the designer series paper on. Next, what we want to do is we're going to notch out a little bite here so that we can see the gift card. And I'm taking the 1 1/4 inch circle punch and just eyeballing the center. And we just want to do a little notch. Okay, so that's all there is to making this gift card holder on the card. Now let's get it decorated. Besides the stamping on the inside, the sentiment kind of resides here on Happy Birthday on the belly band. And I used the Happy Birthday die by Stampin' Up. And this is going to be die cut in 2 colors out of Tranquil Tide as well as Very Vanilla. And when I did a Facebook Live class the other week, I was surprised to see that a lot of people don't understand how to take advantage of the permanent adhesive strips that Stampin' Up! Has for our intricate dies. And so I thought I would incorporate that into this video just in case you've never used them. What I like to do is cut down the cardstock in the size that I need for the die. And then using the cardstock, simply, just cut around the sheet in the size that you need. And what we do first is, before we do any die cutting, is we're going to peel off the side that has the words on it. So one side, is kind of a waxy one. The other side has the words. And this is the sticky side that we use to apply to the cardstock or the designer paper or whatever that we want to have. And let's just get this started here. When you peel this off, it is super sticky. So you kind of get a one-shot deal on it here. I'm putting it on top of my Big Shot. It's probably not the best idea because I don't want to get any of the stickiness. Okay, so that's the backing of it. And what we want to think of this backing right now is the top backing that's on the Stampin' Dimensional foam dots. Okay, but now instead of the foam dots, we can make any shape that we want a sticker. So in this case, I'm going to use Happy Birthday, and we'll get this run through the Big Shot. Oops, I need another plate on there, just a second. The dies work so much better when you have the appropriate layers. But of course, we know instantly when we don't, because it either is too tight to run through the neck or not tight enough. There we go. This one through. So now, when we look at the Happy Birthday, this will pop right out. And I'll come through and clean it up on the backing just a little bit, but I'll go ahead and take this out, and now it's all a sticker. So I'll go ahead and get my bristle brush and get this cleaned up a little better, but we can see where this is going, and now it's got a sticky back on it. By contrasting two different color layers on the Happy Birthday, it really helps pop the sentiment on here and gives it some, contrast so that the words pop off even more. And so in order to do that, we're going to take another piece of cardstock in Very Vanilla, but I don't necessarily want the sticker component, the tackiness on the back of it using the permanent adhesive sheets all on the back side because I don't want the overhang to be sticky. So what we can do in that case is we're just going to put sticky strip, or put the permanent adhesive right in the middle. So I have, so here's how that you can do this. We're just going to cut this down, again, to the shape of the cardstock. And now we're going to put adhesive just on the center area. If you do have any extras, you do want to go ahead and get this off. You don't want this to run through your Big Shot on that. Okay, so again, this way it's just going to, oops, let's get some of these little tranquil tides. Now when we die cut this, only the center part of it will be sticky. So now our Happy Birthday has the adhesive strips on it. And probably the easiest way of getting these off is with your paper piercer on these intricate dies, and just kind of poke it and grab a layer and very carefully peel off the backing. Again, it makes a sticker out of everything. And you can see that that's shiny. That means it's got a lot of good adhesive on it. Get it off my finger here. And now this is the Very Vanilla where I just die cut, or I had the strip just right in the middle. And it'll be kind of hard to see on Very Vanilla on Very Vanilla. But now you can see that that's that center strip that we put, and the tackiness now, it's tacky on the inside, but not on the outside. So now let's bring in our belly band elements. And again, this was die cut with layering circles, and this time I thought I'd add a little texture to the background of it using the Stripes embossing folder. I'll just make sure I don't have anything else on here. Okay. So I think I want my stripes to go this way. And that, definitely want to get all of the areas poked out. Okay. I'll put that down. So again, it's just the middle part of it's now tacky, which is awesome. So now the back side's not, but the inside's nice and secure. So with our darker color, what I want to do is carefully offset it just a little bit. Just enough so that there's some highlighting on it. And once this is down, it's pretty much down, so I want to work in sections to make sure that I have the contrast that I'm looking for. That looks pretty good. Over on the end, it didn't do quite as much as what I wanted, but that's still okay. It's giving me just a little bit of a shadow. This one turned out much better. It always happens when, you know, you have the cameras rolling on it. All right, so now to do the belly band, I added the Night of Navy corduroy ribbon to it just to add a little tone-on-tone interest to it. And how to put down the ribbon. The way that I like to do it is to use my tear and tape just right down the center of it. And so this way when the ribbon's on it beforehand, you don't, you know, it kind of all acts as one element. This is something that I did on one of my previous videos too, when I made a belly band. So you'll see that that's a technique that I use a lot with putting down ribbon. And so we'll just kind of, be able to go one strip down the middle. There we go. And clean up the edges on that. And if you wanted to, you can take your bone folder and just slightly break down the fibers in the cardstock. Alrighty, so let's kind of turn our attention back to the card for just a second. And let's go ahead and we'll stamp the sentiment now. And I'm using Picture Perfect Birthday stamp set to have the sentiment that reads, "Happiest of birthdays to you," using Night of Navy ink. Give it just a second to transfer. And let's go ahead and secure the flap at this point in time too. And then we'll be ready for it all to come together. You can use snail adhesive or a variety of things. I find that I pretty much just like to use a glue dot on the four corners. And again, you can use tear and tape, or you could use snail adhesive, whatever. I kind of like to use the glue dots. That way, if I put something else in there that's not a gift card, maybe I'm folding up some cash or something else, and maybe need just that little bit more room, mini glue dots do a good trick. Okay, so we'll put that down, and then again, our gift card is all ready to go. Okay, so now we're ready for the belly band. So what I want to do is I'm going to have the happy birthday kind of reside right there in the middle. So I just want to bring my belly band up. It won't meet quite in the middle, but that's okay. And I'm going to grab some Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'm going to put 4 of them down. Because with our nice circle embellishment that we're going to have, it's going to cover up that gap that we have. And we'll go ahead and take the backing off of the dimensionals now. And we'll see where we would like to have our happy birthday. You could, if you wanted to, you could put it over here. I kind of like it right in the dead of center. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. Oh my gosh. So super easy to make the gift card and then the belly band. But I did want to go ahead and give you that little tip and to show you how to use the adhesive strips or the adhesive sheets so that you can do this type of thing with your intricate die as well. Well, I hope you enjoyed making the card here with me and you give this a try. If you would like, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can also see other inspirations I have on my website at createwithdee.com. Thanks for watching, everybody, and happy crafting. Bye-bye.